A gun spotted in Mnangagwa's suit, what's really going on? In an unexpected turn of events, a startling revelation has surfaced involving Zimbabwe's president, Emmerson Mnangagwa. During a high-profile public appearance, a sharp-eyed observer noticed something suspicious, what appeared to be a gun tucked into the lining of his suit jacket. This surprising discovery has sparked intense debate and speculation, with many wondering what it could mean for the country's security landscape and the president's own safety protocols. Could this be a sign of increased political tension or simply a precautionary measure? Let's dive into the details and unpack the possible implications. But before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community for more breaking news and in-depth analysis. We'll keep you updated on the latest developments. The image of President Mnangagwa sporting what appears to be a concealed firearm sent shockwaves across the media and public circles. Onlookers couldn't help but wonder why the president felt the need to be so openly armed during such an official event. The public figure is no stranger to controversy, and his security arrangements have often been the subject of scrutiny. However, this was an entirely new level of intrigue. Could this incident be a reflection of the rising tensions within Zimbabwe's political landscape? What makes this revelation even more fascinating is the fact that the gun was not hidden in a traditional manner. Instead, it was partially visible, suggesting it was intended to be seen by certain individuals. This raised further questions. Was the president making a statement about his own safety or perhaps subtly signaling something to his political adversaries? Could the gun be a symbolic gesture, a display of strength amidst a volatile political environment? The discovery of a firearm on Mnangagwa's person also raised eyebrows in military and political circles. Several experts pointed out that while it's not uncommon for heads of state to have tight security, the presence of such a weapon in a public setting is highly unusual. It's worth noting that high-ranking officials are typically well guarded by armed security personnel, who are usually stationed discreetly in the background. But Mnangagwa's decision to carry a weapon himself sparked many to question if this was a personal choice or part of a broader security strategy in response to recent political unrest. One theory that has been gaining traction is that Mnangagwa might be worried about the growing political instability within Zimbabwe. The country has seen its fair share of protests, civil unrest, and economic instability, all of which have contributed to a sense of insecurity. Could this weapon be a precautionary measure as the president navigates an increasingly complex and volatile political environment? After all, Mnangagwa has already weathered a tumultuous political journey, including his rise to power after the ousting of former President Robert Mugabe. Another important aspect of this story is the role the military plays in Zimbabwe's politics. The country's military has historically been closely tied to the ruling party, the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front, ZANU-PF, and has been known to exert considerable influence over national affairs. Mnangagwa, who was once a military figure himself, has cultivated close ties with the armed forces, and some observers believe the gun sighting could be a signal of his continuing reliance on the military for both protection and political support. If this is the case, the presence of a firearm in his suit may be a subtle reminder of the military's integral role in his administration. There's also the matter of Mnangagwa's public image. The president has worked hard to project an image of strength and resilience, especially in the face of international criticism and domestic challenges. The visual of him carrying a firearm could be interpreted as a reflection of this persona. However, it's important to remember that political symbolism often carries deeper meanings than what meets the eye. Could this be an intentional tactic to keep his political opponents on edge, or was it simply a precautionary act in light of recent threats? Now, before we wrap things up, let me remind you to subscribe to this channel for more exclusive insights and updates on stories like these. We are committed to bringing you the latest breaking news and expert analysis on world events. In conclusion, the sighting of a gun on President Mnangagwa's suit is a development that certainly warrants attention. Whether it's a deliberate political statement, a security measure, or a sign of growing instability in Zimbabwe, the implications of this discovery cannot be overlooked. As the situation unfolds, it will be interesting to see how this incident influences both public perception and political discourse in Zimbabwe. Rest assured, we will be keeping a close eye on the developments and providing you with timely updates. Stay tuned.